You may be wondering, how can I select a college? It can definitely be an overwhelming process. A good question to ask yourself is, what do I like doing? Then you can decide on a major or a field of study. Once you have a general idea of what direction you want to go, you can choose a college based on that. If you don't really know what you want to do exactly, you can pick a type of school that specializes in something. For example, Rose-Hulman specializes in engineering, but other schools specialize in things like liberal arts and sciences, or teaching, or cooking, or technical practices. You might be able to decide on a major after you've done some general classes at a college. If you have a few colleges in mind, you should schedule college visits. Your high school might allow a certain number of excused college visit absences, so make sure to take advantage of those. When you do visit a college, pay close attention to the atmosphere, such as the size of campus, the types of students there, the resources available to students, and anything else that you need. I chose Rose-Hulman not only for their chemical engineering program, but because of the small size, the distance from my home, the resources available to students, and the dedicated professors. You're going to be spending 3 to 5 years of your life at college, so make sure you put a lot of thought into this decision.
College applications. My name is Jessica, and I'm here to talk a little bit about college applications. So, now that you've picked out a couple of colleges that maybe you're interested in applying to, and maybe a couple more that you're looking at and you're not too sure about, how do you apply for college? A lot of colleges have standardized the way they accept applicants and accept applications. Back in the day, it was by paper, but now it is electronic. A lot of colleges tend to use the Common App, so I will do a little walkthrough of how to set up an account.
Alrighty. Hi, my name is Jessica again. Now I'm on the Common App website to give a brief overview of how to apply through the Common App and maybe some things to keep in mind during the college application process. As laid out here on commonapp.org/apply, these are the steps on setting up a Common App application and getting your college application all prepared for the colleges you're looking at. They have a couple options up here based on if you still are looking at colleges and looking to see where you want to apply, how to plan for college, steps to applying, and they have some nifty guides here. The applicant guide might be very useful if you would like a guided tour of how the application process works. Essay prompts, these don't tend to change year to year, and if they do, there's small tweaks they make. So if you want to get a head start, it might be good to look at since most every college wants to look at your Common App essay prompts, and you'll respond to, I believe, like a certain number of these. If you're a transfer applicant, here's some information here, and they now have a mobile app. So a brief overview of how this process works. You'll create your profile by clicking Create an Account up here. By looking at Create an Account, this is what I've get after selecting that I'm a first year student. So this is like my first time applying to college. I'm looking to attend the following spring or in the next like fall. So since it's 2020 for me, I would be applying to attend a college in fall of 2021 and so on and so forth. They will be looking for an email address from you, a password, your first and last name, a phone number, a date of birth, your street address. Um, this is a question if you're based in the EU or not. It seems like what best describes you. So for most people, it'll probably be applying as a first year student and plan to start college in 2020 or 2021. The year will change based on when you're applying. These two are just basic communications by the Common App if you want to get more information from them, but this is probably the most important box as it says that you agree to their privacy policy. So after that, you will be led into a web portal. This portal, giving a brief overview from the Common App's first time students applicant overview and their little guide here. What it'll take you to after creating your account here, and there's a little video if you'd like some tips, is you can start adding colleges that you're interested in. So if you have a couple in mind that you're already interested in applying to, this would be a good way of being able to find them. They're organized alphabetically, but they have a filter system that lets you filter everything from what term you want to apply to. So whether you want to attend in the fall or spring or something completely different, to if they have a fee or not for applying, if they require any essays or any additional essays. There's a lot of options there. And if you're not sure about some of these options, it might be a good thing to talk to your counselor about and find out what each of these options mean. Um, that being said, during this process, there are a lot of important people to keep in the loop. Your high school counselors, for one, they can give you a lot of guidance. In if you're still looking at colleges and like which colleges to attend, maybe like what kind of major you're looking at. And especially since eventually you will need to send official transcripts to certain schools, especially if you're deciding if you want to commit or not. Um, they will want official transcripts of your grades. Your parents are important to loop in for your future plans. Teachers, since some colleges may require some additional recommendation letters from your teachers or an outside mentor figure, and it would be important to find them early and let them know which colleges you would need recommendation letters from them for, and get them signed up there through the portal. And just other advisors or recommenders. I have a little handy dandy video right here also for how to invite these recommenders for the colleges that will require you to have recommendation letters. And then there's a sidebar that details possibly additional requirements beyond just setting up the FERPA, submitting a Common App essay prompt, and so on and so forth. So as I mentioned, some colleges might have some additional information. So it looks like in this example, it's showing how Amherst has an additional writing supplement where they ask a couple questions. These can range from short to long answer questions, so keep that in mind when you're applying, and especially with the deadlines for each of these colleges. There's also an option, depending on the major that you're looking at, to submit a portfolio if you feel that that would benefit your application. Finally, there should be a lot of planning, hopefully, that might go into these essay prompts, since college is a pretty big deal. As I mentioned, a lot of these colleges are looking for at the least a couple responses to Common App's essay prompts, which you can find under Apply to College First Year Essay Prompts if you'd like a preview of those before you actually have to apply. And then finally, it's the big day. You're submitting it. Make sure to keep deadlines in mind before submitting it, whether you want to take more time to proofread or if you're coming up on the deadline and you need to just make sure all your ducks are in order. There will be a check to make sure that everything you've written on your application or submitted as details is correct, and you're allowed to change it. And then after, if there are any issues, but other than that, you click I have reviewed the PDF copy of my application and wish to proceed with my submission. Then you'll be led to pay for an application fee. If you have a fee waiver of any sort, this won't be of concern. And then finally, you'll submit your application. I hope this was a little helpful in navigating the Common App and how to set up an essay, set up an Common App account, and apply to college. And yeah.
I hope my walkthrough of the Common App helped a little with teaching you how to apply for college. And here's Taylor with scholarship applications.
Hi guys, I'm here to tell you 5 tips about scholarship applications. Tip number 1, make sure you read and follow all directions carefully. Not doing so will potentially disqualify you from the scholarship application pool. Tip number 2, make your application personal. So, for example, if you're applying for a scholarship that stems from somebody that has had cancer, some form of cancer, if you have a personal experience when you're writing your essay or filling out your application, make sure to include that. So tailor it to the specific charity or person that you are applying the scholarship for. Tip number 3, make sure you watch your deadlines. So set a reminder on your phone or your tablet. And make sure that you get your application submitted on time. Tip number 4, make sure you make a copy of your application before you submit it. in case something goes wrong or you're asked to present it, or even you can maybe potentially reuse some of that information for another application. Tip number 5, make sure you review before you submit. Make sure there's no typos and everything is grammatically correct. I know for me personally, I'm terrible at grammar. So I always have another person, like a friend or family member, read my application before I turn it in.
I'm Jennifer, and I'm going to talk about the do's and don'ts of writing a college application. One of the things you do want to do is take some time brainstorming ideas and to check that all your ideas match with what the prompt asks. Make sure to showcase yourself. Make sure that you can relate the essay topic back to you as a person. And create an outline. It makes it easier to write out the whole essay. And shape your story so that it has a clear introduction, body, and conclusion. And be consistent with what writing style and what voice you use for your essay. And have a lot of people proofread it. You can also proofread it by reading it out loud to yourself. And don't do these things. A lot of prompts will ask you why you want to go to the college. Make sure to include specific programs or professors that you want to work with. Don't write too much. Be concise and clear with your topic instead of writing stuff that doesn't fit to meet a word count. Don't brag or sound arrogant. That's kind of self-explanatory. And don't make up things just to impress a college. They might find out and it's not going to look good. So that's a few do's and don'ts of writing college application essay.
So now that you've been accepted, what do you do now? How do you make your final decision on which school is best for you? I'm going to be sharing 5 things that may help you decide. The first thing you could look at is different financial aid packages, as well as things like location. This may help you immediately decide which schools would work best for you. The next thing you may consider would be the learning and social environments of the school. You may look at things like classroom sizes, teaching styles, different resources that are available academically, but also things that would interest you like clubs, extracurriculars, and different things that you can be a part of on campus to really enjoy your college experience. Another way to help make a decision would be to research the programs that you would be a part of at each school and compare the curriculum, the opportunities, and different ways that you would be engaged in that school over the course of your 4 years. Picking a school that really hones in on what you're interested in their curriculum and in your degree might help you decide which is the best route for you to go. And finally, you may consider what opportunities you're looking for after getting your degree. Would you like to go to graduate school? Would you like to go to the workforce? Whatever you want to do, you want a school that's going to be able to have the resources to help you reach those goals. And finally, if you still need to make a decision, a pro-con list is a great way to go. You can look at the things you liked and didn't like about the different schools you visited, and this may help you make a decision.